from the federal government. He expressed gratitude to the present administration under President Bola Tinubu for the support, while calling for support and understanding from the citizens. This, according to him, will enable government at all levels implement more policies and programs that will alleviate the sufferings of the general public. A non-governmental organization, Development and Integrity Intervention Goal Foundation, has embarked on a monitoring and tracking of various project sites in Ebonyi State. The project is designed to help strengthen and promote government-citizens relationship for accountable governance.
The project monitoring visit in Ebonyi State by the Development and Integrity Goal Foundation, DIG Foundation, with support from Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room through FCDO Fund, came as a follow-up to the 2023 Citizens Accountability Report presented by Ebonyi State Auditor General to the citizens on July 12, 2024. The Executive Director, DIG Foundation, Mr. Oliver Jachima, said the project tracking was in line with Governor Francis Nwifuru's People's Charter of Needs, Open Government Partnership, which is meant to strengthen and promote government-citizens relations for accountable governance.
DIG have been in the States, and we have a kind of global partnership with the government. Sometime last month, the Auditor General made a presentation of the Citizen Accountability Report, extolling what the government has spent with our public fund. Of course, you know what the fund government are using is our own collective fund. And so we should know, as citizens, we should be able to know what the government are using our fund for. And so after that engagement, we decided to do some kind of project tracking to know whether those things you mentioned in the analysis was really true. And that's why we're doing that. And you know, of course, also the Ebonyi State is an OGP state, Open Government Partnership, and I happen to be the co-chair, non-state actors. And so these are some of the activities we need to be doing to promote transparency, accountability, and good governance in the state. Start from the water side, water resources side, project side. You know, we were together yesterday. You see some project activities going on in some of the project sites. That gives us hope that in the distance time, this present administration is trying to revive some already abandoned, and that's so there is hope as long as we went there and see project activities going on. But also, there is also a need for advocacy for some abandoned projects.
Some of the project sites visited include the Old Waterworks Water Project and Raw Water Lifting Plant, whose river has been converted to a dam with a 6-month contract duration awarded in July 2024 to Air Dove Transnational Limited.
It's not administrative office. This place is just, like I say, it's a raw water lifting plant. Okay. We lift our raw water here and treat at the hilltop as you're looking at it. That's what we do. Because one thing unique about the scheme there is purely gravitational system.
Also visited was the Central Water Reservoir situated at Mbabo in Ebonyi local government area. The contract, which is to the tune of 498 million naira, was awarded to Air Dove Transnational Limited for the fencing and desilting of the Central Water Reservoir.
It is a component of that job that we want to use today, the old Abakaliki water scheme. Okay. This job here is a component of that one. It's the same contract name by the same contractor. What informed His Excellency to change this is as a result of the memo made by our Honorable Commissioner, Honorable Martin Messenger. Before now, people used to encroach into this place people used to come inside here to defecate, and Ebonyi being seen as one of states with high level of open defecation. So he saw the reason to make those memos, and His Excellency in his wisdom saw the need to make that approval. That is why this place is being fenced. 1, to stop encroachment, 2, to stop open defecation here. All waters on foot, whether it is produced from this water scheme, whether it is produced from Soreto, all of them come inside this reservoir. Yes, it is from here that will now supply to the public.
Another project site visited by the team is the Okawo Water Treatment Plant in Onitsha local government area of Ebonyi State, which was awarded by former Governor Martin Elichi's administration in 2008, with the low-lift component awarded by former Governor David Umahi's administration in 2017. The water project, which has the capacity to produce 100,000 cubic meters of water per day, has remained uncompleted with no activity going on in the site.
This place you are seeing is called the high lift. Behind you is the low lift, where the raw water is lifted from. And then using pumps there, it will come to the treatment. But then, the next government, which we are experiencing now, saw the need to complete this project.
At the Chuba Okadibo International Airport, Onueke, Ebonyi State, the project monitoring team discovered that the runway project of the airport awarded in
Index also rose by 0.12%, or index also rose by 0.12%, or 114.24 to settle at 895 in contrast to 781 naira recorded on Monday. As a result, the year-to-date return rose to 28.5%. However, markets breadth closed negative with 24 losers and 19 gainers. Analysis of the market activities showed trade turnover settled higher than the previous session, with the value of transactions up by 0.50%. The United States on Tuesday imposed sanctions on Haiti's former president, Michel Joseph Martelly, over drug trafficking, accusing him of playing a significant role in perpetuating the ongoing crisis in the country. According to U.S. Treasury Department, Martelly abused his influence to facilitate the trafficking of dangerous drugs, including cocaine, destined for the United States, worked with Haitian drug traffickers, sponsored multiple gangs, and engaged in the laundering of illicit drug proceeds. Martelly's U.S. assets has been freezed, and generally Americans have been barred from dealing with him. The first flights of deported migrants left Panama early on Tuesday, part of a new strategy to reduce flow of people that crosses the treacherous jungle connecting Central and South America. Financed by Washington, the flights from less than 3 months before November's U.S. presidential election, they mark a new means of addressing migration, which has emerged as a top issue in the contest between former Republican President Donald Trump and Democratic candidate Kamala Harris. The first flight took off from Panama City, carrying 30 Colombians, according to Marlene Pinero, an official with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, all with criminal records in their home country and apprehended after crossing the Darien Gap jungle connecting Colombia with Panama. The deportees were led to the plane shackled and handcuffed. The deportation flights will increase in frequency. They form part of a July deal between U.S. officials and Panama's new president, Jose Mulino, who campaigned on a pledge to end his country's status as a transit point. U.S. officials have previously disclosed a $6 million budget for the flights and are training Panamanians. They said the repatriation are implemented in accordance with Panama's laws. And as the news is hour, thanks so much for watching news this morning. Of course, you can join us again at 12, but the morning show continues after this. Stay with us. Welcome. This is Signature TV. It's a Wednesday broadcast. Hope you're good out there. So we're beginning the headlines on our dailies this morning from the Tribune newspaper. So we'll just take it one at a time. We, by the way, have our reviewer already in the studio. Mr. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning.
Thank you, Charles. Today is a different day. We're going to do it differently. That's interesting. So
on the Tribune this morning, appeal courts upholds judgments nullifying Shuaibu's impeachment as Edo deputy governor.
NLC's 54 affiliate unions threaten mass action if, with the rider says invitation politically motivated. NLC's counsel Right IGP says Ajero will appear next week. And stop this intimidation, judicial harassment, ITC tells federal government.
Probably. We'll start with that.
Of course.
Well, yesterday we just said, let it not just be what we are thinking that the security agencies of Nigeria are doing, that they should handle this particular case very differently and transparently. Let's not just model things up, so that they prove a point that they are not intimidating labor for any reason, and that they're not. And when you say the NLC, there are certain level of organizations in Nigeria, as a government, you should be careful when you're dealing with them. The NLC probably have threatened that if their president is the man that their public relations, their spokesperson, went on air in a viral video and said, if the president appears to answer questions that they've invited to come and answer, and then the police did not handle it very well, that NLC will go on indefinite strike. And it's not like they say they are not, it's not a threat. They are just going to do that. And now when you look at what is involved, you know, there's cause for critical balancing act to make sure we deal with this situation transparently and show the world that nobody is being intimidated. There is no harassment or there is no hanky-panky. It's a very delicate situation. But let's, you know, like my people say, when you speak for the fly, speak for the person who is carrying the wound, because the wound is following the fly for just a reason.
But why is it threatening with the NLC organization, the entire workforce of Nigeria, that they are going to go on strike? If he is called for interrogation, he should go and find out what the problem is. So my problem is, why is it threatening that the entire workforce of Nigeria will go on strike just because he's been invited to come and answer some questions?
They gave a reason. It wasn't even him. It's the spokesperson that they said they sat in council, not him. He is only one individual who is the president of. No, and then NLC has a council of executives. He
can say, look, these things can be settled. Let me go and answer this.
Fine.
Query.
And they said, we are going to come as law-abiding, use the word, say as law-abiding individual of our president and law-abiding organization, NLC, who will answer the call by the police. But if the police, handle it in an there's used one word, he said, outward, that didn't go,
Orthodox.
yeah, that didn't go well with the president or the association, they will go on strike. That's also when you are as a human being, you show your power. The Nigerian establishment is showing their power to take responsibility, probe everybody they suspect. And the person you are probing is just the case of the man who is killing the snake and the snake himself. They're all looking for life. So everybody will try to protect themselves the much they can. But we keep pleading with the Nigerian Security Agency. Let this not be that somebody is being threatened. Let it not be that somebody is being intimidated, so that we do not want to heat up the polity of Nigeria now. Let's begin to reduce some of the pressures we find, because when the two elephants are fighting, the trees and the grasses, even the environment will suffer. That's my give on that. So,
right. Still on the Tribune, Fubara denies plan to dump PDP. 5 years after trial, AGF office has no record of ex-CJN or Morgana's CCT case file. Lekki communities family give Lagos government 30-day ultimatum over land acquisition. Interesting headlines from the Tribune, just in case you are interested in the headlines out there.
now the Fubara has said he's not in a hurry. He's not in a hurry to leave PDP. The proverbial chicken that doesn't forget the man who pruned the feathers for him during rainy season comes to play. This is a party that got you to where you are. And now, because of harassment from other sides, there's this threat that, normally it's a political game. If you don't want this harassment, why not come? Let's settle. I mean, it could be the scenario. And the man said, I stand my ground because if he makes the mistake of killing all the native doctors that are doing the positive juju, for him, what of the ones who are sending negative ones to him? And the party on the other side that's claiming that he's going to go, have not shown any credibility that warranty and said, I find them better and I can get, there's no guarantee that he'll get the rest. He will only mess up his political career. It's better he fights this to the end and prove that he's a principled human being, that he stands with as a pure political man, because you don't know what will happen tomorrow. To tell you, he could not risk leaving PDP to this. I think he's well advised. And let's look at it. So the wild rivers is still playing out.
It has a rider. Wike must go for PDP to survive, Clark tells Damagu in open letter. So I don't think the case is even about Fubara quitting PDP. The entity called Wike in PDP.
Yes, it's even surprising that PDP, the People Democratic Party, the former ruling party of Nigeria, is still toiling with the fact whether now it's messing the profile up, that up till now, the all-powerful, Nyesom Wike, is still in the party. When it becomes clear, I know, that's why I said double standard has played out in our families, in our streets, in our local government, in parties in Nigeria, everywhere. Otherwise, I don't think anybody will do what the man is doing and still say he's a member of PDP. No. And he has boasted.
Yes.
He has boasted that nobody can. And then, it now brings to question, so is this the same PDP?
No, he boasted with facts. Because he didn't just boast because he wanted to boast. He said there's nobody in the PDP at this moment that has given to the PDP more than what he has given to PDP. Let me give you an example. Okay. He said in Rivers, PDP has a governor, he did that. PDP has 3 senators, he did that. In fact, the state, Rivers State, is PDP state, except for the presidential election, which, of course, we know how that played. That he said he had an issue with Atiku, imagine as
That's
PDP
why
popular
I'm,
president.
that's why I'm,
He has the bragging right.
I
And said
know.
there's nobody in PDP
I'm
as
saying,
it stands that has given PDP
Charles,
what
you have done this so much for PDP. Let's put it. You have done. There's a way. How you find a way to talk to the king. If you look at him and like you can't stand the confidence of the king, I say, go and carry a basket and put on your head and say, King, you are wrong, at least for once. If that is played out, all that is played out is no more.
He's just
he's
serving
no more
as a minister in the current administration.
Beautiful.
It's so unfortunate that we still look at parties in this same sense. If somebody is good at what they do, we all know what Wike did in
Who
Rivers State
composed the
with-
songs on Tinubu's mandate we stand? Who went viral on Tinubu's mandate? Who is a typical?
He's
if
an
you
appointee of this current administration.
appointee that
doesn't
has,
mean that because he's in the PDP, he shouldn't serve in. He shouldn't, if he's invited to serve in a certain
that's not what we.
No,
That's
I'm
not
not,
what
that's
not
what
even,
it
I
is.
don't think that
No,
what we're
that's not what we
asking
said.
is whether
Nobody said
he was appointed.
if you are
before he was
an APGA
appointed.
member and the PDP appoints you as minister that you should accept. It's a good way of devolution of power and an inclusive governance system. Beautiful. But if the essence is to bring you in so that the rat in the bush will now invite the one, and the one at home, we have opportunity of inviting the rat in the bush to say there is fish in the basket above the fire. That is what we are saying. You don't know use a gift, you know, call it Greek gift, that they give you a minister, and I use that minister to destroy your party that has, that you know the history of PDP, how they are built and all. And it's weakening, everything they're doing is weakening with a strong man like Wike in PDP, that being weakened to the point that he stands and nothing moves, and he brags. So what is he waiting for? Until he turns out one day and said, okay, I come back. He's not showing, and you appointed you as a minister, does not mean that you come all out, taking decisions and policies that are against, at par with the party that gave you the platform. He was in PDP before he was given ministerial position.
Chris,
and that's what has appointed, because
Chris,
he's a strong political man, party man. That may be why the president said he'll be useful to us. Yes?
Chris, you see, Wike's matter is just like saying, I don't want us to continue on that because we can go forever, you know, trying to analyze it.
What we have every day. Within 1 month, we have had issue of documents. The former Chief Justice of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has a case, got to a point, how many years now, and no single record. Oh, is it Onoge? It wasn't. I don't know how to pronounce that name. That he has anything. There's anything. There may even not be record that he was once the Chief Justice of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. From what things are happening, everybody, the man who has eaten the food has licked the plate. You cannot see the trademark of the people who manufacture the plate. So it's clean and clear until further notice. So this one has not been linked to any lizard, wild gecko, monkey, or snake. It's just that the Nigerian report to you. That's Nigeria happening to us. It happened, it keep happening, and all we see, sit down, talk about it. It has happened again. The former Chief Justice of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has no record to show he has any case anywhere. And probably because you know one thing about being a security man in an organization like, let's put a small house. You have a security man at the gate. You have the Oga, who is the Asorok. You have the wife, who may be the legislator. And that one is so when the authorities are moving around, you obey the last order. And if you have asked, and make sure that operation is clean and clear. We don't want to hear any trace. It's becoming a problem. As IGP, you find a way and give orders, and the orders keep trickling down. And you can imagine what that means. We are not saying anybody gave order for, but it's not surprising that the documentations are not there. We have had it with a case within the last 2 weeks, which one that was missing again. And we sat here, we talked about it. There was one other case, strong case, said no record exists, that the documents are missing. The document we keep missing. One day, we wake up and say, the document, we don't even find any record to show that our dear president bought an aircraft.
Isn't this what NLC might hold against police? As in the one that you're supposed to have, you don't have it, and the one that you think there is something about, and we're raising fire.
He who pays the piper dictates the tune. You want to hold the record, the one you to have, and the one you don't want you to have, it can get missing. So let's be very clear about it, because that's why we said there's some constitutional issue, the way we organized. We find out that certain things as we develop, by now we should have been having, if you have an association, you have a constitution. As you move on in development, dynamism of that organization growth, certain things need to be amended. You sit at a full house and said, push a motion of amendment. Over time, give notice. And people, all the members of that association will be contributing that we should amend this clause, that event has overtaken it. And we sit in Nigeria to amend the clauses in our constitution that are put it in difficulty. All powerful center Abuja still controls everything. And when Abuja sneezes, every part of Nigeria, no matter how strong you think you are, will catch cold.
Well, I'm sure that's the reason why the current administration has, in one way or another, tried to form an implementation panel for the local government, so that when federal government sneezes, the local government may not sneeze because they're getting their direct allocation.